So we're going to stick with the stimulus topic and head over to Europe now, where EU leaders are meeting in Brussels this week to discuss their own stimulus exit strategy. They've got some added pressure, though, in the form of a looming crackdown on budget deficits in a couple of EU member countries. Let's go now to Chris Burns, who has more from Brussels. And Chris, who's under the gun exactly?
Well, Scarlett, you got at least 20 countries this year that are over the 3% GDP limit when it comes to their budget deficits. Half of those are facing what the EU calls excessive deficit procedure. 4 of them face a 6-month deadline. They got to come up with answers as to effective action by the end of this week. France, Greece, and top offenders Spain and Ireland are under the gun for that. The reasons, the 200 billion euros in stimulus here in Europe and falling tax revenue. The first deadlines to cut to 3% are Greece and Malta by 2010, but there are others down along the line. I talked to one analyst who said that it may be too late to exit by 2011, which is what the leaders want to do.
It might very well be too late. Now, for the time being, all one can say is that there's a clear policy line now emerging, which is we don't even want to talk too much about cuts because we are afraid that then consumption and demand will go down because people will immediately stop spending when they hear that taxes will be increased next year.
And EU Monetary Affairs Commissioner Joaquin Almunia wants to put deadlines on 9 other countries, including Germany, beginning next month. The analyst I talked to said the German finance minister designate Wolfgang Schäuble is soft on spending cuts, and that undermines the Stability Pact's 3% rule. And Scarlett, that is really where it stands right now. We'll see what happens at the summit.
Now, Chris, there is a wild card here in isn't there?
Yes, there is, because there will be projections, economic projections by the EU next week, and that could put a better light to perhaps better prognosis for some of the economies that are recovering better. France and Germany out of recession now. They might be looking better as far as fighting their deficits, but other countries are likely to look worse. So we're going to be watching what those figures look like next week.